Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of the Apple Box here on YouTube. Look, today I just wanted to talk a little bit about a short film that I recently went out and shot. It's a short war film, a war drama called Captured. For a long time now I've been really wanting to shoot a short film was sort of like a little thing to bridge me back into filmmaking, because over the last year, basically throughout 2011, I worked on a lot of productions that were a lot of client-based through my business, Scheffel Productions, and I really wanted to get back into it creatively and have some sort of control over everything and really, blossom with a great story. And not saying that all the client work that I did wasn't creative or anything. It's obviously using skills and you're getting experience and you're really pushing yourself in other areas. But something that was something I wanted to do that was dear to me, that I've always wanted to do, was just make films. And I've been writing a feature film over the last probably year or so. I'm still writing it at the moment, and I really just wanted to get back in and shoot something quick and easy that didn't cost much money, but was really looked slick and well polished, and something that I could pretty much shoot in a day, edit in a couple of days, get it out to festivals within another day, and just wait and see what happens. The idea for Captured sort of came to me when I was looking on the net for some sort of idea to sort of write about. So I wanted to basically have maximum of two main characters in a short film. Have some sort of conflict going on, some sort of drama that ends in a climax, and try and tell it within a 10-minute storyline. And I've always found writing short films very difficult to do. It's a whole new kettle of fish, and I really admire the people out there who create really well-crafted short films and understand how to tell a story purely just through visuals and sound, with limited dialogue within a short space of time, and still get some sort of message across. What ended up happening was I ended up coming up with this idea about looking at a war photographer in the Vietnam War and setting it around a chance encounter between a war photographer, photojournalist in the Vietnam War, meeting a Viet Cong soldier. So that's the sort of the starting premise that I had. What essentially ended up going on from there was me trying to figure out ideas of how I was going to execute this. Was it going to be big budget with explosions, guns, uniforms, lots of extras, that sort of thing. And I kind of ummed it out of myself, is this probably too big, for my thinking here? But then I thought, no, let's scale this back. Let's scale this back completely and try and shoot something that is, within my budget and is, things I can sort of use around me to make it happen. Firstly, with the story, to strip that down, I actually went online, had a look, and tried to find out if there were any war photographers during the Vietnam War that were female. That was the one thing I was wanting to know, because I wanted to cast my partner in crime, Julie Dixon, in it as the main role. And I hope that there was a female character out there that I could sort of base it on, and if not, I just invent one. But sure enough, I went on the net and I found I typed in female war photographers in Vietnam, and I ended up finding a lady by the name of Catherine Leroy, who was a young French lady who, at the age of 21, flew away from France. I think her parents wanted her to become a nun or something, but she, was late 60s, so she wanted to go away and, experience something else and really rebel against that. And, the most craziest way she could do that and she could think of was booking herself a one-way ticket to Laos in Vietnam and, flying in and meeting up with photojournalists there and somehow getting herself a media pass and getting herself hooked up with some, a platoon, parachuting into the battlefield and taking photographs, which I thought was astounding when I found that story. I was just like, wow, okay, there's something here I can work with. When I ended up looking at pictures of her on Google Images, I found all these great pictures that I could reference for the character. I thought, wow, that looks a little bit like Julie. So I thought, wow, look, there's something there I can really put together and make happen. So I thought, no, why not? Let's write this. As I read more into her story, there was one part of her time in Vietnam. She got caught by the North Vietnamese army, the Viet Cong, and they took her in, and she managed to swindle her way out of the situation by telling them that she'd put them in a magazine and take photos of them. She ended up doing that. Became one of the most well-known stories out there. So I thought, okay, there's a good grounding for that, and let's try and use what I just learned, just by reading about her on the internet very quickly, and see what I could come up with. And like I'm a big fan of Vietnam War films, like Apocalypse Now, Platoon, Casualties of War, all those great films, those classics. It all deals with American soldiers and how disillusioned they are and in the war, and how it's just going down the toilet. And I thought, that's fair enough. Like, I really respect what's been done in those films and the people who have made them. Even especially guys like Oliver Stone, because he wrote from his own experience with that film. But what I wanted to do is steer away from that. I thought that's been done. Like, that's been paid tribute to enough, I think. And I thought, let's take it from a different point of view, and let's look at a story that really hasn't been looked at too much. I don't think really hasn't been looked at as a whole. So I thought, let's tie together a war photographer out, in the middle of the Vietnam jungle, been separated from a platoon for God knows what reason. She's trying to run for safety and trying to get out of there, and she stumbles across, the enemy, a Viet Cong soldier. I thought, fair enough, let's go with that. And it ended up taking me maybe a good night to write this idea down. It was just over a 10-page script. Just that looked at that, a Vietnam war photographer going in and meeting a Vietnam soldier who was a female. Okay, I wanted to see this dynamics of the female in the war zone, because we haven't seen much of that. Either with Viet Cong women, it's either they're a prostitute on the street and the streets of Saigon, trying to pick up guys, or they're hard-stoned killing machines for the VC. So I wanted to sort of meet in the middle ground where we could try and show some emotion and see them as two just ordinary females in this war, but they're in a unique situation, and this one thing sort of brings them together and sort of makes for an emotional story. I'm not going to go into any more detail on what actually happens in the story, because the film is currently out at the moment on a festival run. I'm trying to get it into festivals. Warrant that does happen. I'll keep you guys notified of what festivals it goes in, and if it's in your town or country, please go see it. I do have a teaser up at the moment that I edited together that I've had a lot of reports from people. It's like, I want to see more, and it's like, well, when the film gets out there in the festivals and it's had a good run, then I'll probably put it up on the net for people to view. But if you want to see the teaser, it's definitely on the Apple Box page, but you can also go to this link up here and check it out.